Hello dear all, welcome to the first video of our course, that is Discrete Mathematics. So this Discrete Mathematics is the foundation course of mathematics specially designed for the bachelor level students of computer science. So in this first video, we are going to see the introductions and the applications areas of discrete mathematics. So in this first video, we are going to cover the concepts and definition of discrete mathematics. Then we are going to say the application areas of discrete mathematics, and then we are going to cover the goals of discrete mathematics. If you are new to this channel and if you haven't subscribed to our channel till now, so please do subscribe and don't forget to press the bell icon so that you can get the latest notification whenever I upload a new video regarding to our course. So without wasting much of time, so let's start our discussion. So before starting any course, first we need to have a clear idea or understanding about the course, and we need to have a clear understanding about why we need to study these subjects. So in this slide I'm going to define the definition of discrete mathematics. So this discrete mathematics is the part of mathematics which is devoted to study the discrete objects. So the discrete mathematics is the field of mathematics which is usually used to study the behavior of discrete objects. So here we need to know about what actually the discrete object is. The discrete objects can be defined, or the discrete objects are those objects which can take certain values, whereas continuous objects are those objects which can take any values within a range. So those objects which can take certain values is known as discrete objects. So in this slide I am going to differentiate between the discrete objects and continuous objects. So the discrete objects, or the example of discrete object, is the number of students in a class. In a class we may have two numbers of students, three numbers of students, four numbers of students, 10 numbers of students, 30 number, 40 numbers of students, or up to 100 numbers of students, but we don't have half numbers of students. For example, we don't have 3.2 numbers of students. Either we have 3 number of students or 4 numbers of students. We don't have a student which is 3.5. So the discrete objects are those objects which can take certain values. Another example of the discrete object is the result of rolling of two dice which has only these values. We can get either 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up to 12. When we roll a dice, two dice, sorry, when we roll two dice, we can get the combinations of numbers that is belong to the range of 2 to 12, but we can't take the continuous value between 2 to 12. We can't take the value like 2.3, 3.4 or 4.5. We can take either the value, discrete values like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like this. So we can't take the values like 2.4, 2.5, 2.6. So these are the examples of discrete object. I'm going to give the another simple examples of discrete object, that is numbers of book in a library. In a library we may have 10 books, 20 books, 100 books, thousands book, 1000s, 2000, 3000 book, but we don't have 3000.2 books, or we don't have 3000.5 books, or we don't have a 1.2 books. So the numbers of books in a library is always discrete in nature. So another example of discrete object is the number of alphabet in a language. In a language we have discrete numbers of alphabet. Another example of discrete object is the number of alphabet in your name. So we have fixed number of alphabets. So these are the examples of discrete objects. And continuous objects are those objects which can take any value within a range. For example, we have a range that is from 1 to 5. So between this range we can take any values, that is we can take either 1.1, 1.2, 1.3 or any value between 1.5. So those data which can take any value within a range are called continuous data or continuous objects. So example, and the continuous objects cannot count. We need to measure those continuous data. For example, the continuous data is the height of a person. So height of a person is the best example of continuous data. We could The height of the person could be any value within the range of human height, not just a certain fixed values. For example, the height of a person may be 5.5 feet, 5.6 feet, 5.7 feet. If the range of a height of a person is from 3 to 7 feet, which means we can take any value between 3 feet to 7 feet. So those value is known as continuous value. So another example of continuous value is the time in a race. So in a race, one player can or could finish the race in fractions of second. For example, one player may take 3.2 seconds to finish a race, another player may take 3.222 seconds. So these are the continuous value. So the continuous values are, or continuous objects are those objects which can take any value within a range, and the discrete objects are those objects which can take certain values. So in discrete mathematics we are going to learn the tools or the areas to solve these discrete objects. So discrete mathematics is the field of mathematics which is used to solve the problem regarding the discrete objects. Here we are going to see the tools that is used to solve the problem regarding the discrete objects, and we are not going to study about the concepts of continuous in this field of mathematics. So the discrete mathematics is the part of mathematics which is specially devoted to study the behavior of discrete objects, and discrete objects are those objects which can take any values. So what kind of a problems we may solve using discrete mathematics? Here in this slides I am going to give you the few examples of the problem which can be solved using the knowledge of discrete mathematics. So the first type of problems which may solve using the knowledge of discrete mathematics is how many valid internet address are there. So we can solve using the discrete mathematics. Another type of problem we may solve using the discrete mathematics is how much time required by a computer to do a sorting algorithm. Especially these knowledge of discrete mathematics is used to calculate the time complexity of an algorithm. We are going to see what are the tools that we need to learn to solve the problem regarding the calculations of time complexity. Another type of problem we may solve is the how many ways we can choose a password from a given specific rule. So this is the another type of problem we may solve using the knowledge of discrete mathematics. Another type of a problem we may solve is the encryption. So how to encrypt a message so that unauthorized recipient can't read it. So this is the another type of a problem that we may solve using the discrete mathematics, and there are numbers of problems which may solve using the knowledge of discrete mathematics. And this discrete mathematics is the very important subjects as concerned to the computer science. The topics in discrete mathematics will be important in many cases that we will take in our future. We can use the knowledge of this discrete mathematics in every field of computer science, starting from computer architecture, data structure, algorithm, programming language, compilers, computer security, database, artificial intelligence, networking, computer graphic, game design, theory of computations, and many more. We need to use the knowledge of this discrete mathematics. So in our next video we are going to start our first chapter of discrete mathematics, that is set theory. So please do subscribe to our channel and don't forget to press the bell icon so that you can get the latest notification about the course. So that's all for this video. See you in next video. Thank you.